Hi guys, welcome to Sim UK. This is Bomber Crew Secret Weapons DLC first look, and yeah, I'm not overly impressed with what I've heard about this so far, so my review on Steam is a little critical of Runner Duck and probably Curve Digital, the production team. I think they're trying to capitalise on their success and doing it in a way which is not really, I think, conducive to thanking the community that has gathered around this simply awesome game. I still highly recommend the base game. I think it's fantastic. It's one of my favourite games of all time, but they seem to be, I don't know, heading in the wrong direction. For me personally, that's my opinion. You might think differently. I don't want to see rockets and booster jets and secret fictional made up aircraft coming from, you know, Nazi Germany. I'm not interested in that. I love the historical accuracies of this game, and I want it to be more realistic. I want better, more realistic fuel consumption. I want more realistic landings. I want more realistic crew numbers. You know, there's a lot of things I'd like to see, but this particular DLC, on first look, I'm not overly impressed with. But let's jump in and let's see what's different. So you can see there's a few differences up here. It's had a bit of a polish and an update, and I have to say everything does look neater and tidier and more polished. You can see there's a Christmassy element going on. Everybody's looking all very Christmassy, which is lovely. In terms of content, I think it's pretty much the same. Aircraft wise, there are a few liveries available now. To be honest, I think this is one, Misty Camouflage. I'm not sure if that's part of it or not. Neon Disco, no, that was part of the original. I don't think there's... here we go. These are the... I think these are the upgrades here. Air Transport Command, Assembly Ship, Cat Plane, Checkmate, Dark Knight Black. Now, some of these were already there, weren't they? So Air Transport Command, that looks like a new one. Let's just pick that for the sake of it. In terms of stuff that's here, I don't think there's anything particularly new. We'll just go stick this on everything. Not that, no. Flames, wing art, waste text, none. Okay, so I think none for the waste text is new as well. Not entirely sure about that, but anyway, let's go look at the briefing. There's not a great list of detailed information about what's new. This is where you pick the secret weapons upgrade. This is where the missions are. Righto, to kick off Big Week. Big Week is a historical attempt by the Allied forces to wipe out Luftwaffe. Well, yeah, to decimate their resolve, I guess, was essentially what that is. You'll be making the first strike against the enemy's fighter production. We've got wind. They're cooking up some experimental aircraft, so time is of the essence. The experimental aircraft is what's really worrying me about this. I like the historical accuracies of this game. I'd like it to be more realistic, more simulated in certain areas, and I think they're going to be heading... in the opposite direction. Due to their difficulty level, it is recommended you progress a little further through the main campaign before attempting these add-on missions. I'm not scared of you. So there we are, and we're back to basics. So, for example, you can see we've got 2 ammo crates here. If I ask Mr. Patterson to reload, instead of having 3 like we have been experiencing, we still only have 2. You can see there's snow on the ground. This is part of the new weather update. Again, I'm not sure if this is part limited solely to this DLC or whether it's part of the main game. The information available is a bit limited still at the moment. I'll keep looking to try and find out some new information on this, but yeah, I mean, it's nice to see snow, isn't it? I like snow. I'm a big fan of snow, but in all honesty, I think that should be part of the base game. If it isn't, then I think that's the wrong decision. But that's my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with me. You just have your own opinion on that point. Let me know in the comments section if you don't agree with me. That's absolutely fine. I'm interested to hear everybody's point of view, and my mind is, it's malleable. It can be changed, but yeah, I think this should be part of the base game, part of the default game, to be honest. But there we go. Notice also the cities have been upgraded. This thing has had a... Yeah, it's going to get chilly, and nobody's wrapped up warm because this is the first mission and we have nothing. But yeah, notice that there's been improvements to the cities, the 3D modelling, etc. It's definitely been improved across the board, and that's nice to see. And I believe that is part of the base game, so that's something at least. Enemy fighters spotted on the radar. Over there. And it looks like we got something's broken down already, which is just tremendous, isn't it? It's the hydraulics as well, so that's pretty bad. The hydraulics, oh, see, I'm getting all these messages up the top here because I'm basically starting from the beginning, but we're avoiding that flak rather nicely. Come on, would you please? So we've got more enemy fighters somewhere. I saw them. There they are. Also, tagging has been improved, well, increased in speed. It takes less time to tag aircraft than it did before. Only marginally different, but I think it's an improvement. We're seriously low on ammunition. You wouldn't expect fighters to be flying straight through flak like that, would you, really? I think that's a bit of an odd feature. Remember, we have absolutely no abilities whatsoever, so we're just basically stuck. We also don't have any way to change our course, so like this, we're stuck. We can't do anything about that. Oh, photo op. Looks like we have found our target, so I'm going to try and get this photo taken, followed by injured crew. Mr. Barnett is very injured, look at that, goodness me. Right, this is the bomb run. We are struggling right now. Open the doors. Oh my god, it's going to be close. It's going to be very, very close. And we got lots of bombers, lots of fighters coming in. Bomb's gone. Wow. Enemy is scrambling fighters from everywhere, it sounds like. Oh, they're above us. That's nice, isn't it? Oh, I can't see these little sods. Oh man, medic kit. Mr. Patterson is down. For some reason Barnett's health is not going up. Every time it goes up it goes back down again. That's a bit concerning. Oh, and there goes the tail of our aircraft. Well, they said it was going to be tough, didn't they? They said it was going to be tough. And tough it is. Well, we completed the mission, at least, at the expense of an entire crew and aircraft. Fortunately, we hadn't spent any money on anything, so yeah, I'd be surprised if any of these guys came back. It'd be nice also if there was a way to speed this up. Oh, look! Oh, just didn't survive. Oh, he did. Or she did. Mary Checker. Oh, that was close. That was close. Well, our engineer's got a boost. That's about it. So, let's go grab ourselves a completely new crew. Pilot. Theatre of Bombardier. Has anybody got any kind of ranking whatsoever? No, you're all ranked 1. Okay, so Thermal 6, I think we'll take you. Thermal 2. Thermal 2. Nothing. Nothing. Alright, so we'll take you. Thermal 2. Nothing. Thermal 2. Did I just take on a second pilot then? I'm not entirely sure what his job role was. Thermal nothing. Thermal nothing. Thermal 2. Yep, we need a gunner. Radio man with nothing. 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 Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter who we pick then, does it? He's got nothing at all. He's got 3 survival, nothing, 6 survival. You're on. So now we just need a radio operative. Nothing, 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 nothing. 3. You. Cool. Not going to bother about the crew gear particularly. Go to briefing. And take on the next mission. There's an enemy ace in the area. The enemy is fighting back with more and more jet-powered fighters. Hitting their jet fuel dumps should slow them down. Be careful, these things go off with a bang. And it's constantly telling me that I should upgrade my fighter before going to do this. Because it's supposed to run this mission in coinciding with your existing mission. So any upgrades and stuff that you get in the main mission go towards helping you fight this. So really, I ought not to be fighting this with the crew that I currently have, but there you go, that's what I'm doing. I'm hardcore. Speed this section up. France and Fritz Blitzer is active in the area, so 2 enemy fighters coming to get us now. Lovely stuff. So I doubt we'll be making it back from this mission either. Here we go. Enemy fighter spotted on the radar. I mean, we have highly ineffective guns and nobody's ranked up whatsoever. That was quite effective. That was incredibly effective. Goodness me. Looks like our new crew is super hardcore. That's pretty handy. Whilst it's quiet, we get everybody to reload. They're also pretty nippy through the aircraft because they have no protective gear on, so it doesn't take them too long to get from the front to the back or anything. This could be an enemy ace. No, maybe not. I think we're going to go medium altitude on this one. Got some flak appearing in front of us here. More fighters. Where is he then? Ah, up there. Well, we're all freezing to death. That's not good either. We have no way of avoiding this fighter. We cannot change course, we cannot do any maneuvers. I think that's a limitation of the game as well. I think that should have been changed so that there is at least an opportunity when you're starting out to avoid such enemy fighters. Thought we had some damaged stuff though. Thankfully not. More fighters coming in. They weren't kidding about it being tough, were they? Pretty intense fighting so far. Doing pretty well. They are doing pretty well considering they have no special capabilities whatsoever. Yeah, I mean that's quite impressive. New heading. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that, so they're going to be sending new fighters up any second now. There's the bombing run. Let's get Vega down there on the bombing site. Select the bomb, open the doors. Now, there was a bit of a suggestion that this is going to go kaboom. So I'm going to go to medium altitude, even though everybody's going to freeze almost immediately, and drop it from there. Bomb's gone. Oh yes, that does go kaboom. Saw the sound, the shockwaves flicking about all over the place. I'm going to go high altitude just to try and get the heck away from all of this. There's a boost. Drop back down to low altitude. Now, where is that fighter? There they are. Are these the aces? No, still not. Are there any more floating about? There's one. Now that is an experimental aircraft with a propeller at the front and at the back. Or maybe that's just a bug. I don't know. Who's injured? Yeah, the crew do have some injuries. Oh, here they come then. Checker, jump on that gun, grab that ammo. So everybody's fully ammoed up. There's the enemy ace. And yeah, there's definitely a propeller on both sides, both ends of that particular aircraft. Wow, more fighters somewhere. Where are they? I've absolutely no idea where they are. And now we have what seems to be broken down systems. Yeah, they are absolutely trouncing us. Patterson nearly bought it there, the pilot. He was nearly gone. Ah, Franz and Fritz Brutzer. Okay, so they're both in the same aircraft. It's not two enemy fighters, it's just one. We don't even have the ability to put fires out at the moment. Or do we? I can't remember if we bought that. No, we haven't bought that facility yet. Let's boost though, let's try and get the heck home. I mean, the mission's a success, so there's that. The game will progress. Patterson, the pilot, is down. So we need the aircraft really badly to be taken over now by Vega, who's running like heck to try and get there on time. Just in time, look at that. And then Vega's almost down as well. So what we need to do is get someone to give medical assistance. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to make it home from this, we're really not, but we do need our pilot back. So Checker, if you wouldn't mind just coming up here with that medical kit and perhaps giving Patterson some first aid. Terrible engine fire. I mean, we're just getting absolutely trounced here. Checker has to take over the pilot's seat. Is that Patterson? So Patterson's back up. We don't have any more medical kits here, so I mean, that's pretty much done and dusted. They're as healthy as they're going to get. Yeah, there's no denying it. This is definitely tough. Especially when you're in the state that we're in. Oh my gosh. We don't have any parachutes to bail out, so I think we're out of fuel. So that's two gone. I ought to be playing this with a far more capable crew, but so there's some new features. Enemies are now two per plane. It's the whole team gone. That will do. See if we can perhaps warm some people up. Some boots. Leather boots all round. Woolen gloves all round. So we've got winter jumpers available to us now. Again, this is a new feature. Boost everybody's warmth. That seems like a good idea. Got winter hats as well. Very much a Christmassy theme to this whole thing. Okay, let's go to the aircraft, see what we can do here. Now, it doesn't look like we have any... Oh, we can upgrade... Well, we can add a ventral turret. But that's only useful if you're flying at high altitude. Fuselage, systems, radar, extinguishers. Yes, we need that. Okay. Again, more liveries. Olive drab, that's the new one. Quite like that, actually. Let's go with that. Back to briefing. We're basically losing a crew per mission here, which is, you know, that's okay. Stuttgart aircraft factories, low risk, low payout. You are to disrupt the aircraft production at Stuttgart. Watch for enemy interceptors scrambling from nearby Leighton Barracks airfield. Okay. Everybody's looking all Christmassy. And that should mean we can fly at a slightly higher altitude, I'd hope. So we've got lots of ammo up the front here. That should make it quicker for Mr. Scott to come and get his ammo. To be fair though, he doesn't actually grab the nearest ammo pack. He only ever goes all the way to the ammo box. Let's speed this up. Let's go medium altitude. I think we might be able to fly at medium altitude for a longer period now. Everybody's wearing their Christmas hats. Firing off at absolutely nothing. Maybe he was just testing his guns. So yes, everybody's warmer. We can fly at medium altitude for a longer period of time. Maybe even indefinitely. That will help us a lot. Would have helped if I'd have had a lower gun at this point, but we don't, so that's just that. Again, there's absolutely no way of avoiding enemies. You can't dive, you can't change your location, your direction, your heading. 3 more fighters coming in. definitely do with the heading right now. Absolutely annihilated by this aircraft below us. There's nothing I can do about it either. We don't seem to have... Oh, there we go. Finally a heading. The enemy is launching a new type of rocket interceptor. Prepare for evasive maneuvers. Yeah, we don't have any. So, I mean, you can't play this game unless you've played the main mission, because you need to have a certain number of features available to you. Oh, we're done. But the mission is completed. Yowzers. Goodness me, Survivor. Two survivors. Goodness me. So basically, guys, I think I've pretty much shown you everything that is part of this DLC. And, you know, it's great that we've got extra missions, and they are tough. They're definitely harder. But I don't know, it's just not what I was looking for. If you go and look in the forums about the things that everybody were asking for, B-17s, the ability to fly a Spitfire, that was one of my things, so you could accompany a bomber instead of, you know, being the bomber. Things like that. Not really any of this. I mean, I can understand why they've done the Christmassy thing so that they can sell it all for Christmas, because people get into a Christmassy mood. But it's just, I don't know, it just seems exploitative. And for what was it, £4.99, £5, £4, £5, I personally don't feel like it's a great deal. It's not the worst deal in the world, but it doesn't, in my humble opinion, it doesn't look good for the future. When this company came out and they were listening to people's feedback and they were implementing things and making updates for free, bearing in mind this was, I think, early access when it first came out, you know, it was good that they were doing this, and it is a brilliant game. I just think maybe somebody somewhere has had a little whisper in their ear and said, oh, we can make an absolute fortune here just by selling little bits and bobs like repaints for the aircraft. You know, I just don't think that's good value for money. At the moment, if you want to buy everything that this game has to offer, you're looking at £30, and I think that's too much for this game. I don't think this is a £30 game. There really isn't that much content. You compare that to something like Project Cars 2, which cost me £34. It doesn't match up. I don't think it's good value for money. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think. And by the way, it is okay to disagree. You don't have to jump up and down on me and try and beat me into submission. It's never going to happen for a start. It's just not the way it's done. I'm not trying to convince you that this is bad. I'm just sharing with you my opinion. So thanks for watching. Take care. Till next time. Goodbye for now.